This one will actually be the last one. So anyway, it says for restaurant employees with an issue, any issues, like at all, contact the Labor Enforcement Task Force. Their online handbook says that they are under the direction of the Department of Industrial Relations. Its members consist of the Labor Commissioner's Division of Labor Standards Enforcement. They enforce the rest break violations and retaliation claims. The Attorney General and his group of departments, the Anti Fraud Unit, which apparently the Anti Fraud Unit doesn't handle cases involving fraud, and they have no idea who does at this time. So the Attorney General only helps and the Attorney General only helps the government. They said that's what they said. They don't help people, anyone else, only the government. I guess they're the personal attorney, I guess, of the government. So no Xavier Becerra either. Also, the Department of Justice itself and the Chief Justice, uh, they said they do not help victims. So I asked exactly where do I go to? Like exactly. So I do not keep bothering the like so many people. Uh, and I'm still awaiting an answer for that one. Let's see. Oh, and it says right on the thing that all of them do share information. So they all talk to each other, and I sent to every one of them individually, pretty much. So they can't say, "Oh, we must have lost it," or something. Something. You must have hit the wrong email address. No, I don't think so. Wage and hour is tips. They ignored me. The anti-fraud unit also handles misclassification, and they didn't help for that either, or mention that one even. Uh, then, of course, the DFEH, responsible for the discrimination and uh, all the initial stuff, that you gotta go through, and nothing. Let's see. Individual state officials. I oh yeah, I saw before I wrote him the first time, Xavier Becerra, the Attorney General, and Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez. I saw on YouTube they were doing some big speech about workers not getting their rights in the workplace, and so I was like, oh cool, that these people will probably for sure help out. And so I sent to each of them individually, nothing. Uh, I read that the governor, Gavin Newsom, is the one responsible for making sure that the laws are actually being followed. And so I sent to him, ignored completely, nothing. Not even acknowledgement that it was received, but it was received. Um, I sent to the state senator Kamala Harris. This this young lady, you know what she did? She straight completely ignored my whole complaint and sent me her freaking campaign ad. Nothing else. So, plus a whole bunch of other places I sent to as well. I still have received no assistance from anybody whatsoever. A pro bono organization sent to them, never even responded to me. They had this big old thing at the beginning of their like an introduction type deal or whatever on their page, and I read through the whole thing, and it's got a bunch of parts in it that are exactly like my case, and they're all saying, "Oh, they got to be punished for this. They got to be this and that. That ain't right." Blah 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 blah. And so I'm thinking, cool, So I send it to them. Uh, they never even responded to me. Still, I sent them. I even sent a follow up to them, like a what's Did you get my stuff? What's up? You know, are you interested in helping me out? Or are you gonna not? Or are you gonna anything? So, but they found out they were all too busy using the American Constitution as a tool to help people from another country. They're too busy to help Americans that need help with it. So I got a California ID, a birth certificate, a social security card. I even got a DD 214 with honorable discharge and a 10% disability rating. They don't care about nothing. I mean, I understand it is a business, but when you got these organizations that are being funded by Americans and they are too busy helping people from other countries to help Americans, and they're the only they're it's their occupation that is the determiner to help you navigate through a difficult system to navigate through that is also going to be the determiner of families people's fates, you know, people's lives. That's when it starts to become a problem when they're just not available because they're busy helping people outside of the country. I mean, so but the thing is this: the servers are like raindrops, in that no single raindrop ever believes that they are the ones responsible for the flood. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I'm just a raindrop in the bucket. No big deal. But yeah, all these raindrops is what's making this flood. You know, but they would refuse to understand that, to get that, or at least admit it. And also, when the bad thing going on is not affecting you, then in your mind everything is going just fine. And the one that is actually suffering is just trying to make waves or being dramatic or overreacting or something. It's like, no, you self-absorbed dimwit. Freaking, this is a system that we all are involved with, and in this system there are rules that must be followed. There are also enforcers of these rules. They are there to make certain that the system operates in a fair manner, so that people like me do not become victims of egregious behavior and willful neglect by the system overseers. And since all the overseers have decided to neglect doing their jobs, the corruption is trickling on down from the overseers down to the employers, all throughout the management teams, and now it has been fully embraced by the servers as well. I mean, like, exactly how many more levels of people that are not held responsible for getting their jobs done do I still have to go through before I actually reach somebody that is held responsible for getting their jobs done? Is what I'm kind of wondering. How many more of these systematic barriers are going to be placed in front of me in an effort to further stall me until I cannot receive justice at all? And now it has trickled down to me, but there's nobody left below me. So I guess I could be considered like the hard ground, you know, that's gonna end up bringing them back down to reality. Because I mean, what do you think is going to happen when this gigantic tower of greed and selfishness and negligence and all manner of misconduct that's been free falling and gaining speed for quite a while now finally hits the ground? So and the people might be thinking, well, why not just represent yourself, Kirk the Just? You know, you've got a lot of information already. Well, one, because they've got Denny's has got money, they got bucks, so they will have the best lawyers doing their best to try to trick me and incite me to get angry, so I'll mess up or maybe say the wrong thing, uh, or something. Also, the courts, they say you must bring your case perfectly, like in lawyer form. Everything has got to be exactly right, and otherwise the defense will just automatically motion for a dismissal, and they'll have it granted to them for me not bringing my complaint in the correct way. But every place I look, the elements of each of my causes of action are slightly different, just the tiniest bit. But how am I supposed to know what is right then and what is not? And I'm not gonna risk it. I haven't been doing like, I haven't been dealing with all this crap and doing all this research, hours and hours and hours and hours of research, all just to have my case immediately dismissed when I finally get to court. So that's why. And in addition to that, I don't have a job right now. I can't afford the court costs as is. I mean, I maybe if I win, which I should, but you never know, corrupt system. But the court cost should be then, but you got to come up. I got to come up with them first to get in there. Then they get like probably reimbursed. I'm guessing. So, but anyways, that's why. So thank you for bearing with me through all this, and just trying to get your support and probably the more comment if I'm guessing if more comments are on there, I have a better chance of getting something done hopefully. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath, but hopefully this will make them think about getting off their butts and doing something to earn their paychecks, their fat paychecks. Because from what I understand, our current president, he's the kind of guy that if something's not quite seem necessary, then he gets rid of it. So just something I observed. Anyways, thank you.